Caner Universe, it's Caner Tip Tuesday. Yep, still have my drugstore variety cane because we're still talking about sobrevivencia. And today we're going to talk about the built-in moves that heal and the moves that hurt. They're essentially one and the same. But before we get started with that, a warm welcome to those of you who are here for the first time, as well as loyal followers of the Cane Fist Way. Two things you want to do right away. Hey, if you like the content, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the little bell icon so that you don't miss any future content. And avail yourself. You have two free resources. The first one is the no-cost cane clarity call, where in less than 24 hours we'll be on the phone with you answering all your questions on anything having to do with the cane culture, but very especially and specifically how to get cane trained wherever you reside in the world. And you do that, by the way, by texting the letters CCC to 305-745-7839. And then there is a private Facebook group that is open to the general public. It's called Cane Flow. Look at the description. Go ahead and request entry. They will let you right in. So there are a lot of parallels between this Cuban cane art and ACSD, and in particular with cane flow. And one of those is the fact that when Maestro Ruiz developed this system, a huge part of the goal, and still to this day, was to build and quote unquote rehab the body, so that if he had injuries, this was an intelligent way, movement-based way, to go ahead and bring the body back to a state of balance, overcoming injuries, and getting the requirement for movement daily. This parallels and is congruent with cane flow philosophy and the aim and the goal. Within those moves, then you also have the self-defense application. And I'm going to use give you my example. Those of you that are in the cane flow private Facebook group I documented 5 weeks worth of my rehabbing an AC sprain, a shoulder sprain. And the question, and I did it in a very non-traditional. Now, yes, I'm a licensed healthcare professional, all that, and that's what I do. I still see patients once a week and all that. Been doing that for 30 years, but it's non-traditional in the sense that the movements and the exercises that I did, I started with that I just immediately, next day, I started doing that. Whereas typically say, well, once the pain is better, then you're going to start doing movements like pendulum swings and that kind of thing to bring lubrication to the joints, to bring nutrients, oxygenation to the tissue, prevent adhesions, all those positive benefits that come from movement. Now, the movements, I'll pick one here. You'll see this a lot. There is it's essentially, sobrevivencia is a two hands on the cane system, where one glides. You have what is referred to as a mother hand, and the other one that guides. There's a hand that's for control, another one that's for power, and then it starts picking up speed. But I want to take something like this. First, give you, the question always is, why is it so beneficial for rehabbing an injury? By the way, we don't make any medical claims, anything, right? We're not telling you to bypass medical care. That's completely 100% on you. We're just sharing, right? And I'm sharing here what I did to rehab that AC shoulder sprain. But these kinds of movements, and what it does is that it takes the stress off the joint and still allows for the beneficial aspect of the movement. That's not to say that during these movements I never felt any pain whatsoever. I never felt sharp pain that would make it worse. It's not like I had to struggle through the movement. The pain is there and it tells you, hey, this yes, this no. But you're working with gravity and you're doing it in such a way where you're able to move, get the requirements and the benefits of movement without aggravating. So that is number one. And then the second component is that within those movements, now I'm going to take something here, whether it be to the inside or outside, and show you the application. So this is movement that heals, but if you're an assailant and you're using it for protection, then obviously to your opponent, it's movement that hurts. And the first thing that we want to bring up is Maestro Ruiz always talks about there is no sense in fighting someone who is bigger, stronger than you, especially when it comes, there are times when you cannot protect the cane. If they put their hands on the cane, they put their hands on you. You have movements like this movement here, right, where you're coming in. Well, this spiraling up right away, where there's once she has her hand on me here, she's going to have to do something with that hand. Either she's going to pull me, right, in which case you see how once I start lifting the movement, lifting the arm, everything is open here. So I'm going to come in again, and this time I'm going to stay short, and notice how it starts knocking her off. Now, when the striking comes in, he's either going to lock in here. When the striking comes in, notice that there's a release from here to here. We call it an ACSD sleight of hand, but this spiraling starts bringing her, bring it in here, it starts spiraling all the way up in such a way that it starts knocking her off balance, and he's very precise as to where he hits right under with that cane to continue that process. In the event that she's pushing with that, then here is the locking mechanism. And you'll always notice that the cane is kept close to the body, or what he often refers to as putting the cane away. Now let me show you why that was done out of necessity. If you recall from the previous segments, the system was put together dealing with multiple assailants. So here come paramilitary troops to escort you and get you out of somewhere. So there's one might be standing here, another one. I need you to visualize this, right, in the absence of others. There's one standing here, there's one standing here, there's one here, one here. He's demonstrated this many times, but the one thing you cannot do is lift the cane to come out of there. Could not. So he learned how to work with that cane very close to the body and how to protect it in this manner. Now, to come to the side, let's assume you have one individual here. I have this here, and now same concept. You're going to get taken here. Well, the movement, right, is by keeping this close to the body. Look at the movement here. Now, this is very similar. This is the movement, actually, right, that you're doing for the healing aspect of it. She could come from behind. The cane was always kept or put away from behind. You see the movement, the spinning off, and there's the lock off or the protection. Everything kept nice and close to the inside. And so in doing the movement, I want to show you one more. You see it coming to the inside, and then you see this. Well, it's a two-part movement. The first one is his main interest was always hitting the limb first. So if there's a punch or there's a strike that's coming in, it's knocking that in. But please don't miss the second one. It's not just striking in here. Oftentimes it's occupying the space and knocking this. See how it knocks her off? This is taken care of, and this is close to the body. So again, the movement is to come in here, move in, and then there's a secondary, or what he calls the entering portion. You're occupying your space, striking down to come in, and then he has this, whether she at this point, doesn't matter whether she puts, my hip is in here acting as a fulcrum, and you just have the advantage. And this is part of when you see this in action. Now let's look at it again. The base movement is pretty simple, right? And then there's others. Here you have the striking and coming down, but this not only has that beneficial component that you're getting from the movement on the joints, and it's smooth, but it has the application in that sense. Yes, it does parallel a cane flow. And so listen, what a unique opportunity, September 19th through the 22nd at our Fall Cane Immersion here at the ACSD Miami headquarters, to learn it directly from the founder of the system and get the Nivel Basico or Level 1 certification in this very unique Cuban Cane Art of Survival. If you have an interest in that, two ways. Text. So the reason we want you to text it is so that we make time to listen to you and go over things with you. Make sure that this is something that would work for you. Text Fall 2023 to 305-745-7839. You can optionally, you can call us directly at the headquarters. We answer the phone. This is what we do full time. It's 800-289-8188. And I really encourage you, regardless of whether it's Sobrevivencia or any one of our other curriculums, just to get cane trained wherever you are. Take us up on that cane clarity call by texting CCC to 305-745-7839. I'm Joe Robaina for American Cane Self-Defense and Sobrevivencia. Keep watching. Stay safe.